All right, people. We're live. Should I be nervous?
No, I think you should be excited.
I'm really hungry.
That's good.
So today is the day. Today's the Little Debbie challenge. I figure we'll kind of get into some, maybe get in some comments and questions first before we dive in deep. So we'll explain the rules in a minute. So let's kind of get our little housekeeping out of the way, and then we'll let this delicious scents just kind of get me ready to go. Yeah, I need a Mountain Dew is what I need. He should have gotten me a big cannon charge of a Mountain Dew and watch me bounce off the walls.
There's Bryce got a good angle there.
Crap, I got to go work out today too. Shoot. That's going to be bad. Oh, you're going to go check Kyle's stash?
Yeah, he's probably got some Mountain Dew hidden somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Well, this is actually kind of a good one to start with here from Derek on Facebook. We'll get into a question here. So if Little Debbie's offered to make a custom OG dessert, what would you want it called and what's in it? And then he gave a few suggestions here. Janky Jigglers, Legit Long Johns, Water Spot Whizzers. So what do you think? It might be a better question for after you've eaten all these.
Well, I would want it to be, I think my favorite dessert is probably Napoleon from 2J's, which is delicious sugar crusted top, custard, delicious vanilla custard in between, and like pastry on the bottom, like kind of sandwiched in. And so they would have like a high-end Little Debbie where it was like $18 a box and it was fresh, like shipped to your door overnight in dry ice or something like that.
Right.
That's what I'd be all in for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a couple comments on your haircut. People are liking the haircut.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I just
Ryan still do your hair?
He wouldn't. He's getting too cool for me now. I had to do it myself. So he's been playing Fortnite crazy with all his buddies online, and I'm too cool. He's too cool for me. I had to cut it myself.
It happens. Let's see. This one, I want to go to the chat here for just a second. We had a wheel question. That's all. There it is. Oh, and lots of people commenting on the home tour. They liked your house tour. We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I didn't even look at the comments yet. How's that video doing?
Here's one from Dustin. Let me get to this real quick. Just purchased a used 2018 Expedition Max with polished aluminum wheels. Would Brake Buster still be okay to use? And if so, what dilution would you recommend?
So these are polished, you said polished aluminum?
Polished aluminum wheels. Yeah,
I mean, you always want to be careful with that kind of stuff, but I think you'd be fine.
Would you dilute it?
No. You just don't want to do it in the sun. You don't want to do it when they're hot. But my guess is you'd be fine. But just try it on a spot first before you go all in on it. But I don't foresee a problem. I mean, you may end up just cleaning them with the darn just soap. Brake Buster. The main reason I like it on the wheels is because I can. I can do the tires too, so that's kind of why I like it. But I mean, I feel like I could just clean my wheels with Adam's soap if I really wanted to. But I think you'd be okay.
All right, let's see. So Team Brahma chimed in here. I've used Brake Buster on polished aluminum with no issues.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
I would just think you'd want to be careful of it being super hot and leaving like spots because it's kind of hard to get it out.
All right, let's see. Yep, Dan, our buddy's checking in from Minnesota. We got a couple UK listeners here tuning in, so welcome to them. It's 7 p.m. there. And from Ingolstadt, I guess that's in Germany, home of Audi. Is Audi from Germany?
Yes.
Oh. Little Debbie Janky Babies. That doesn't sound very appetizing. That's a suggestion from Jason. Let me get to another question here with regard to... I want to hit this one, actually. This is from Trophy Burrow on Instagram.
Okay.
Have you ever gone on a Raptor run? I'd love to see your take on off-road organization for tools, spares, recovery, and all the assorted stuff we end up hauling. And then I looked at their Instagram page, and that's like what they do. They're big time into that stuff.
No, I haven't. I mean, I wouldn't do very well at that. I did the Raptor delivery experience, which is probably a very light version of what those guys are doing. It would be fun to ride along like in somebody else's Raptor, I think, but yeah, that's just not my bag. But it would be super cool to have all the stuff. One of my friends does that kind of stuff, but yeah, you would want to really dial it in and have all kinds of tools. And yeah, he's got some foam cutouts and stuff shown on his Instagram.
Trace My Space USA did a custom foam cutout. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a poser. What can I say? I'm just not I'm not cool enough for that. But that would be something you'd get into, like it's like, I take my mountain biking, I don't just shine it up and you kind of beat it up and fix it. And so if that was something I was into, then I'd buy a Raptor and you would set it up and it'd be cool. You get like shovel and winch and, I think Raptor runs are more high speed stuff than you would, if you're just, rock crawling in a Jeep or something. But that's certainly a cool, I kind of envy guys that are into that. It's a cool thing. We also don't really have the right terrain for that kind of thing either.
Yeah, not much of that here in Florida.
No.
Let's see. Alex says, Chris, good to see you back. Thank you. Matt, congrats on the GT4. Question, how is the development of the PF22 Mega Money funnel progressing? I need this in my life.
I approved the second prototype and the 3D printed version, so now he just has to make it. Rusty and his company's in like peaker season now in the summer, so they'll slow down a bit and start to make them. But I thought it's great. I like it. It's cool. I don't know what it's going to cost, but it ain't going to be cheap. And don't use APC on it. I ruined mine. I got it all splotched up. Anodized aluminum doesn't do so well with certain chemicals. So I was using APC to clean the bubble, the outdoor car capsule, and just let it sit in there. I came back the next day, it was all stained up.
Now, let's see here. Will you guys ever have any plans to sell wheel guides in the store?
I don't know. Probably. It's one of the things that if I get bored, which doesn't seem to be ever going to happen, I would love to have like a niche car parts section for each car that I'm interested in, where I have a little bit of expertise around because I bought and tried a bunch of things. So I have a little M3 store, have a little GT3 store, and then have like some of the things. I did talk to Ed, who was smoking GTS from Renlist, who makes them out of Delrin, and we've kind of toyed with the idea of retailing like the center lock wheel guide, and then making some pucks and things like that. So yeah, I could see us doing that in the future, but it's not on the short list.
All right, let's see. Matt, I heard you mention an audio-video Facebook group in a couple of your videos recently. Which ones would you recommend or prefer?
Let's see. I'm in two. Yeah, the HTE, Home Theater Enthusiast Group, and what's the other one? So HTE is my favorite. It'll probably be right here in my feed. There's OG.
I also got
Rag Company podcast one I'm in. I'm not in a lot of groups. I don't like to be in a lot of groups. Marketplace, there's people telling us that we're horrible humans because we're not wearing a mask in a video or a picture. We just hold our breath.
We got Uruguay checking in today as well.
Groups, your groups. BDM only car group. Not the norm CrossFit.
Belgium, excellent. North Carolina.
Let's see. Home theater enthusiasts and home theater for everyone. I don't like that everyone part. No. Yeah, I don't like the everyone part because they shame you if you have like a projector that's over $2,000, in that group.
That's not for everyone. You should leave the group right now.
Yeah, if you have like actual nice audio equipment or you paid some money for some speaker cables, they'll pitchfork you.
All right, let's see. Obsessed Mobile Detailing just got his Crinzler K1322 TS in the mail a few minutes ago. That's beyond amazing. Excellent. Do I need to do any adjusting on the valve before I use it?
Nope. Just making sure it's tightened all the way down. Just turn it all the way in.
All right. Speaking of that sort of thing, Bill has a Crinzler 1122. Has anyone taken it apart and mounted on a shelf? I no longer need a portable pressure washer, but didn't want to buy a different one.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but it's not super dialed when you do that. It doesn't look great. But, a lot of people have done it. You just take all the plastic off, the shroud off, and you have to kind of snip a few pieces and things like that. But, I would suggest selling it. I mean, you could probably sell it for, $750, and then to spend a couple $100 more and get a 1322, and then you're good to go. You might even be in really great shape, sell it for $1,000 or something like that. That's what I would do.
All right, let's get to a couple GT4 questions that have come up here. Number one, is there an ETA on the first video
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is, I had this whole amazing experience, right? So I spec'd the car. However, I've been thinking about the car for however many months when they first sort of put the configurator up, and then I started searching for an allocation, right? And so I finally got an allocation. Once I got an allocation, then I started talking to the dealership and Tom Walsh and the Porsche Wilmington, and asking them, could we do it this way, where we do this whole process, where I get to experience the whole thing. I've never owned a new GT Porsche, right? I've got my 2014. I went through this process, and asking them if I could do the take the delivery and be a part of that whole thing. They didn't give me as much access when I got that car as I now have, but the dealership was kind of nice in Orlando when I got my white one. But ever since then, I bought used ones. My blue one was new, but it was a stop sale car, so it was a car that just showed up. I didn't spec it. And so when I say stop sale, they stopped the sale. They like pulled all the GT3s back because it had, what was it, like a crankshaft or something issue, and so they brought them all back. And anybody who had one was allowed to drive it. They had to bring it back, and they basically changed the engines in them. And then a lot of people backed out, and so my blue one was the guy backed out of it. But it was spec'd really well. And so my white one was, I traded blue one for the white one, and then I traded the white one for the white one. And so now this is the first GT car experience I've had where I got to buy it. And so the local dealers would give me an allocation, so I had to fly up to Porsche Wilmington. So I documented the whole process. Bryce, Michael Waba, and Jeff drove up with all their gear. I flew up and met them there. I've logged the trip, and then we shot through. We shot the whole thing. So we're making it sort of like a documentary. The process, the financing, the taking delivery, the pulling the wrapper off, the first wash. It's going to come back here in the next. I have a 2-week window, so Wednesday to 2 weeks is when the Reliable will pick it up. So hopefully they get it here real soon. And they'll usually just drive it straight here, but sometimes it has to go to distribution hub. So I'll realistically have it in a couple of weeks, worst case scenario. Then we're going to shoot the decon, polishing, coating, wheel removal, the whole detailing process, interior cleaning, all of that. And then we're going to shoot the first wash, first drive, and then we're going to release that whole documentary style series of this whole thing all at once. So that's the plan. So we're probably about 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks away from launching it all at once. So it'll be 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 episodes, and we're going to premiere it like Friday night or something like that, and we'll just put all the videos up at once. I kind of want to see what that's like. So that's the plan.
So let people binge watch if they
want to. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Along those lines here, Anthony on Instagram asked, how did you get the dealer to agree to deliver the car to you unwrapped, and have you personally washed the new car?
Well, part of it is the YouTube channel and the promotion of it, right? And the other part is that the guys there are super enthusiasts, that they're car enthusiasts, and they have this beautiful new dealership. And so I just say, we come up with a plan. What are we going to do? But I've done this before, even before the cameras. Say, look, can I be a part of the whole process, be a part of the PDI, be the pre-delivery inspection? Can I be a part of the when we shoot the financing part? And so let's say you're not Obsessed Garage, you don't have a YouTube channel, you could still, I did this with Michelle's Audi, I've done this with my M3s, I've done this with a bunch of cars where actually my M3s were the delivery center, but I always beg them, say, look, you have to sort of convince them, look, I'm going to give you your 5 stars or whatever you need. What do you need from me in order to allow me to come, and the car comes off the truck and no one touches it? You're smart to unwrap it there in case there's some paint damage or something like that. But in the past, I've taken cars and just taken it straight home. Now I kind of got in trouble with my Raptor because I took my blue Raptor home and then it had a paint defect, and that I didn't put it back on the dealership. I just paid to have my people fix it myself. It was like $750 or something like that. So you go there and you just tell them, this is the experience I'm hoping to achieve. Can I, especially like a Porsche dealer or a Ferrari dealer, they don't have a lot of cars. They don't do like 10 deliveries a day. And so usually the smaller dealers will accommodate you. But you say, look, this is my dream. I'm obsessed. I really want to be able to unwrap this thing myself. So could no one wash it? Can no one touch it? And they'll generally oblige. They'll generally let you do that. And so that was the discussion. And so this is probably the 6th or 7th car I've done that with. This time was a bit much more of a production. Normally I wouldn't wash it there, but because it was out of town, I'm like, well, I want to do the first wash here. So I washed it, put bead maker on it, and so it at least looks pretty while it's sitting there.
All right, a couple more GT4 questions here. This one from BKnight21 on Instagram. Do you plan on shortening the gears of the GT4? Just enjoy it the way it is.
No, you're watching too many videos. Too many people who talk about it who don't know jack. Who only talk about it because everybody else talks about it. Again, a GT4, then gearing's freaking great. I don't understand what the issue is. So, I even did the same thing. I was talking about the same thing because everybody's always talking about the same thing because Matt Farah talked about it in a video because Sharkworks talked about it to him. And so then, certainly you can always improve everything, but no, I'm not going to spend whatever, 10 grand or whatever it costs to drop the transmission and change the gearing when the gearing's just fine. I like it. I like that taller, longer gearing. You stay in 2nd, 3rd gear more often. I think it's great. So, I mean, maybe with some more time I'd consider it, but I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things like, did you do your rod bearings? Everybody says that to try to sound smart, so no, I don't intend on messing with that.
All right, let's see here. A couple quick and easy questions for you. What is Matt's choice of knife for cutting steaks? That's from Kyle Donovan.
I haven't really done like a really nice steak knife. I have like J. Henkel's, like, I don't know, like $150 a set or something. What I've been doing is cutting my steak, cutting it and whatever against the grain. So you have the nice little sliver thingies. And I've been using the Yaxel Super Gal, I think I have, which is, I don't know, a really expensive knife, but I've been using that. I got to learn how to sharpen next.
All right. Hello from North Carolina. This is Mark. What was the name of the new ice cream that Michelle got you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that.
How do they know about that?
I don't know. I haven't heard about this.
It's called Tillamook or something like
they
that.
They make cheeses and...
Yeah. Man, it's freaking amazing. It was like a buy one get one free. I thought it was some frozen yogurt bull crap, and I'm like, I don't want that junk. And Michelle's like, no. I heard good things about this, and sure enough, it's freaking awesome. Reminds me of like Cold Stone, kind of that kind of creamy taste.
And this is just out of the freezer at the grocery store?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks just like a Breyers package, but it's Tillamook or...
must be in Oregon because our friend Jeff says he's close by there.
But whatever it was freaking delicious.
All right.
That's my new go-to.
All right, let's see. Russell wants to know, have you ever considered offering expedited shipping, 2-day, 3-day type of speeds for all those super impatient folks?
Well, here's the problem, and why we sort of did away with this. In the beginning, our rates were pretty ridiculous, right? They're pretty expensive. And we get all kinds of complaints. We still get complaints about, I got to pay shipping. Well, in the beginning, it was a lot more expensive to ship anything UPS. And so when you negotiate your contract, they have certain amounts of percentages or certain amount of dollars they can apply to certain types of shipping. And so if we opted to have them allocate all of the discounts to ground shipping because the 2-day air is so darn expensive that, very, very few people, if any, would choose it. And so we opted to do, priority, first class priority, and then UPS ground, and then, of course, DHL for overseas stuff. Maybe we're at the point now we're big enough where we can convince them to allocate decent percentages, so we may renegotiate that to do like a 2-day air program or something like that. But we took that out because it was a shocking numbers. $120 to ship something like a bucket package or something like that. But it's something we can revisit for sure.
All right, a couple more questions about your trip to North Carolina real quick here. Troy on Facebook says, what is the brand/model of the backpack that you brought to Wilmington? Do you like it enough to recommend it, or is there another one you prefer?
I don't love it, but it's good. It's a Peak Design everyday backpack, and that was the 30-liter version. They make a 20-liter and a 30-liter, so I had the 30-liter for traveling. It's more photography heavy, but it's really nice for for holding your MacBook. I don't know. I don't love it. It's not super comfortable on your back. It has a real straight feeling to it. But the cool part about it is it slings over, so because it opens from the sides as well as the top, so you can, the way that the arm straps are set up, you can sling it to your side and kind of access the bag. But I don't love it. Actually, I was just shopping bags the other day to try to find something that when I'm riding my mountain bike over here that I can, that's more comfortable, because it's not comfortable for riding. I found this company, it's called Osprey, I think. And then I was looking at like waterproof bags. There aren't a lot of them, but I haven't really solved that one yet. I don't love it. I like it when I have the 20-liter and the 30-liter, but it's just okay.
All right, speaking of mountain biking, then Justin is asking, when's the hour-long wash and talk video on the Yeti coming? Is it everything you thought you wanted?
Yeah, I freaking love it. And I just screwed up royally because I just bought, my old Giant. I decided, well, let's just upgrade the drivetrain. And then I'm like, well, we might as well do carbon bars and carbon seat post on it. And then the next thing I know is $4,000. I should have just bought a new bike. So now I'm gonna have Eagle, SRAM Eagle XX1 on component set, and Shimano XTR brakes on my what are they, 90/20s on my old aluminum frame Giant, and then we're going one by. It's a 12-speed one by, so the bike's gonna lighten up by like 4 or 5 pounds. But then I'll have all the components and I can just buy a new frame. Really, I just keep that bike for other people, Michelle, Chad, whoever wants to go ride with me. So what I might do is just buy a large frame for it, find a used carbon frame, and then I'll have a legit, $5,000 loaner bike for somebody.
All right, we have some high praise in the chat here for the ice cream. Lots of people chiming in. It was Bogo at Publix, confirms Chris.
Yeah.
Max says he's been to the factory in Oregon, can confirm it's some of the best. And then we have a local chiming in here with the correct pronunciation.
Uh-huh.
It is Tillamook.
Tillamook. Not Mook.
No, it's just spelled Mook.
How could it be muck if it's Mook? That was the one part I wasn't.
English is weird, but that doesn't even sound like an English word.
Tillamook.
So I don't know. Tillamook. There you go.
All right.
We're solving the world's problems one at a time.
Yeah, we're making everybody obese. Well,
let's see.
I'm getting kind of hungry here.
All right, we got one more question, then we'll get into the first round matchups here.
Okay.
Hello, Matt. Hey, from Windermere. It's from Jason.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to remove super glue from paint? I was trying to glue my emblems back on and messed up big time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So maybe someone can chime on that. A heat gun? Will it just pop off? I don't know. I've never gotten super glue on. I have a feeling it's not going to be easy. But there might be something that can kind of break it loose.
All right, one more question. I lied. This is from our friend Brian D. out in California. Going back to the house tour for just a second. Went through the equipment room on your house tour. Couldn't see the name on the water softener. Mm-hmm. So what water softener does Matt use, and does he utilize any whole house water filtration prior to the softener?
I don't know. It's not a branded. It's like two toothless guys that Brian Orr knew from Center Hill that like water experts, and they came up because I called Culligan and it was like $6,000 or something. He's like, Brian's like, no, you got to get my guys. They're way more robust resin tanks, and so they came up and put the system in. It was like $3,200 or something like that. So from what I understand, the one tank is an iron breaker. I'm not sure what that really means. Maybe someone can chime in here. So one removes the iron, and then the other is a is salt based. So I don't freaking understand how that works. But there's 2 tanks, one tank, the other tank, and then the big salt tank. And so the salt tank feeds the one tank. So I guess that's the softener part. But the other is the the thing that removes the iron from the water. It's really pretty great. And then I'm assuming they need to come out and replace the whatever the resin or whatever's in those tanks every 4 or 5 years or something like that.
All right. So I'm going to get you started here, then I'll go to some more questions.
Okay.
So just the backstory here, I'll give the history. So Israel Duran, we're going to honor the source here. Israel Duran emailed you a while back with this Little Debbie bracket.
Okay.
And so it can be easily found online. If you just Google Little Debbie bracket, you can find it pretty quickly. So there's 16 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the 16, I found 13 locally. There were 3 that I couldn't find. And so I replaced those. So it's not exact, but that's okay. And then when you went up to North Carolina earlier this week, a guy named Mark Waltermeyer, who also took a bunch of photos, provided us with a lot of Little Debbies. So I had already bought some, and he bought pretty much a whole bunch of other ones. So you can't see it out there, but behind us on the floor there are a lot of Little Debbies. So the whole OG crew is also going through this bracket together. That's what this is so far. So there's 16. You can...
So explain to me the whole OG crew thing. What does it matter? It only matters what I think.
No, we're going to announce the results later. See, originally my plan was we'll get it down to 8 for you so you wouldn't have to eat all 16.
Yeah.
But do you want to eat all 16?
Well, I can already tell some of them I'm just going to punt right in the trash that I don't like. Right?
Okay. Well, you got to take at least one bite. That's the rule.
I don't have to do anything. We can make my own rules up here. So why I don't understand. So you got the other people's input,
right? So we're all voting. I'm doing this every day at lunchtime. Okay. So we're going to have our own little results to see how they compare to yours.
Okay.
And so we've gone through. We've got it down to the Elite 8 now over the past couple weeks.
Yeah. And these are Little Debbie only. What's the other competing brand? What?
Hostess, I think, does the ho-hos and Twinkies and stuff.
Is it like what about the spiral pinwheel things? Didn't I hear you talking about that?
Yeah, that's a Little Debbie product.
Well, where the heck is it?
Well, that's not on the bracket. But
what do you mean it's not on the bracket?
It's not on the bracket, but our buddy Mark up in North Carolina gave us some, so we had to.
Well, we got to get that in the bracket here. How do we add? This is like play-in game. Yeah. Can we do a play-in? What other ones are we missing from the bracket?
Raisin.
Oh, yuck.
Raisin cream pie.
No, definitely not. I can already tell that one doesn't get a play-in game. Banana Twins.
Banana Twins. Which
get that in here. Okay, so this can go in the play-in game. Oh yeah, Little Debbie right there. Shoot, these are going to go far.
Unicorn cakes.
Oh yeah. Bring that out.
That looks like something you would enjoy.
Yeah, I never even heard of this. Oh, it's sparkling strawberry. Oh shoot, this must be a new thing. You sure these are Little Debbie? Oh yeah, Little Debbie right there. Did they eat all the pinwheels?
No.
Oh yeah, these are gonna go real far.
Your dad really likes those.
Yeah, we used to have these growing up. I didn't think that was part of the deal.
Your mom said he put a little pat of butter on top and heat them up.
All right, so write them on our bracket pinwheel or on the play-in games.
Play-in.
Yeah, those are all 3 gonna make the cut. So
hey, we have
so here we go.
Got a super. There's our buddy Mark right there from North Carolina. Glad I could contribute to expand the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just made my life more complicated, Mark. Thanks a lot. So we'll put, let's see, Banana Twins. We'll put them down here. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
That's like the loaded bracket. That's got Duke and North Carolina in the same bracket there.
Same region.
Yeah. All right, we'll put Pinwheels. Ooh, yeah, that's a good place for the Pinwheels. Unicorn. Ooh, no, I can't do that to
you. Should we create an illegal gambling scheme here where people they give money, they super chat money, and then we pay the winner at the end, the super chat left over at the end? No, we're not doing that. But that would be kind of funny.
Lots of people already making predictions here.
Okay, where do I start?
All right, so we're gonna. This is in the west region. Okay. The oatmeal cream pies versus the chocolate chip cream cakes.
Oh shoot! Yeah, this is
that's a 1 versus 8 matchup.
What's 8?
The chocolate chip cream cakes, which were a late edition because we lost one of the other.
Well, I already know what this tastes like, so this is delicious. I'll just eat the whole thing.
It's up to you. But remember, if that wins, that's going on to the next round, so you're going to need to have it to compare.
Well, I can work off of memory, too. The other problem is
great.
It's gonna get nasty at the end, like when I'm ready to throw up.
It's gonna get nasty long before the end, I think.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me go back to the question. This is making me hungry, says Mike. Better see this in PDF form on the website, says Kyle. That's good. We'll put Mike to work on that.
I think it's an upset.
So it was oatmeal cream pies is the one seed. 8 is the chocolate chip cream cake. So what do you take your time?
This is bad seeding.
Yeah. Well, by the way,
these win. 8 seed.
Okay.
8 seed takes them down.
So the employees here at OG have gotten really into this. It's created quite a bit of controversy, actually. People are arguing with each other about this.
Okay. What's next?
All right, so next up, we'll move over across the bracket to another 1 versus 8 matchup, and now we have a play-in. We're going to bring the unicorn in, unicorn cake, against the Nutty Buddies, or Nutty Bars.
This is a joke.
And Donut Sticks. So there's 3 of them there.
Yeah, well, that one could go in the trash. I'll tell you that right now. Donut Sticks. What are you doing? You picking it out of the trash? Yeah.
Unicorn cake. Now, that was today. Some people thought that it was going to be much sweeter and sugarier, but they actually liked it because it wasn't quite as...
Yeah, I know.
Tim Brown has a good note here. Obese Garage.
Just leave out a couple of letters. Swap a couple. Yeah, this is no contest. Nutter Butters for sure.
Nutter Butter.
Or they're not Nutter. Nutter Butter is the other brand.
Cookie.
This is the
Nutty Buddy.
Oh yeah.
And Shul says, "Isn't this a car podcast?" No, it's not a car podcast. That's nowhere in the title.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah, shut your face.
So Donut Sticks were out pretty quickly there. Nutty Buddies and Unicorn. Nutty Buddy moves on.
Yeah, Unicorn's out.
All right, so then we go down to the South region. A strong match here. This was. I still can't believe the results from this one.
Aren't good.
Remember, you have a lot to go. It's going to end poorly. Peanut butter cream pies.
I never even knew this existed.
Me either. Versus Swiss cake rolls.
Okay.
Oh, man. Versus your play-in of the pecan spin wheel.
Oh, shoot. This is a hard one.
Yeah, that's the group of death right there for you World Cup fans out there.
These are good. World Cup fans. Who wouldn't have any of those?
There's gotta be at least 3 of them out there. He needs to start ducking them in O&R first. That's what Kyle does. Kyle will sniff them first as well. He treats it like a whiskey tasting. He's like,
well, there's no smell. There's no sniffing these. It's just processed garbage.
You can smell the corn syrup and maltodextrin.
Dang it.
That's a tough one.
I mean, I like this.
That was popular.
But it's got to go.
All right. Peanut butter cream pies are out. Now it's down to Swiss cake rolls, my personal favorite, versus the pecan spin wheel.
Shoot, these things are so good.
They're not as sweet from what I understand.
Yeah, we got to stay these.
Swiss cake rolls, nice. Yes. Oh, that was a tough one. All right, then the final of the 3-way matchups here. Banana Twins versus Upstart Honey Buns. Oh, straight in the trap. Ted's going to come get that. Versus the Star Crunch. Ted, I'll save that one for you.
All right, I haven't had these in a long time. I keep taking stuff out. That's like 20 cents.
This is the cleanest garbage can ever because I haven't used it. So Banana Twins, which I did not know existed until about a week ago. Banana Twins. Honey Buns are gone. I'm sorry, Ted.
This reminds me
Star
of
Crunch. A lot of Star
This
Crunch
reminds me
fans.
of like free lunch at elementary school. No.
Matt's going to need to do a vegetable bracket next week to make up for this. Yes. Banana Twins, move on.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, lots. You're going to have a lot of
angry people.
Yeah. All right, so Star Crunch is out. So Banana moves on. All right, now we'll save that one for later. This is one I didn't know existed either. The Turtle Brownie versus the Chocolate Cupcake.
I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to keep throwing it in there now just for the fun of it. Yeah, this one wins.
Chocolate Cupcake moves on. That's an easy one.
I have the secret stuff inside.
Russell, I remember when Star Crunch were 5 times larger than they are now. That's very true, Russell.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Swiss rolls in the freezer. Interesting.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, next up we have fudge rounds versus birthday cake. Now, this was supposed to be the Christmas tree cake, but it was out of season.
This wins. Get rid of that.
Fudge rounds.
No question.
Delicious.
I don't even.
The birthday cake is
bite this, but
it's basically another version of 9 of these.
That's a delicacy right there.
All right, birthday cake. All right, now this one, cosmic brownies versus the chocolate marshmallow pie, which is kind of like a.
No, just throw that one out.
It's like a moon pie, basically.
Yeah, no, those are gross. That is about as processed as delicious gets.
Cosmic brownies moves on. All right, and then the final first round matchup.
The 1 seed. This got
zebra cake versus strawberry shortcake rolls.
Oh, no. I don't want any health with my dessert.
All right.
Shoot, I got to drink this now? There's no more water left? This is a terrible idea.
We should have had Matt Way before and after.
I don't ever drink soda.
Yeah, this is going down.
It's like fast. Crack. Oh, man, it's good.
Ice cold Coke.
Be bouncing off the walls. All right.
All right, so now we're down to the Elite 8.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to the group of death here.
Okay.
Cosmic brownies
versus
the Swiss cake rolls.
Oh, Swiss cake rolls for sure. Let me take another bite of these while I'm at it. You got to finish off the good ones.
Remember, you still got at least 2 more. You have more rounds here.
These are out.
For someone who seeks the best of everything in life, Matt sure does eat the worst form of food available.
I'm going to eat a Snake River Farms USDA Prime steak tonight.
That's funny. All right, so Swiss cake rolls moved on there. All right. Then we have... sorry, I got lost here for a second. We have the birthday cakes versus the Nutty Buddy.
Oh man. I'm gonna say these.
That's tough.
Yeah, only because I had it. So if I didn't have zebra cakes left, then I'd probably choose this. But these are the best.
Yeah. Nutty Buddy. Yeah, your mom said you were a big fan of those back in the day. All right, so Nutty Buddy and Swiss cake rolls move on to the final 4. So on the other side of the bracket, on the West Coast, we have chocolate cupcakes versus the Banana Twin.
Yeah, this is terrible. That only won because it was against something terrible.
All right, so really the Banana Twin moves on.
Yeah, Banana Twins are awesome.
Then we have, in the final of the Elite 8 matchups, oatmeal cream pie. Ooh, classic. Versus the zebra cake.
No, I chose these.
Oh, sorry. The chocolate chip cream cakes versus... Ooh.
Yeah, these are sneaky good. Because they're different. You know, they got the chocolate going on there. I didn't even know about these.
Inverse zebra cake.
Yeah. Yeah, the zebra cake wins.
I think this is rigged. Zebra cake. All right, so now we have final 4. Okay. So the right side of the bracket, we have Nutty Buddies versus Swiss cake rolls. That's tough.
Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies move on?
Yeah, I got to stop eating these. I know what they taste like. Man, these are good.
And then zebra cakes versus Banana Twins. Ooh.
Yep. Zebra cakes.
All right, zebra cakes.
I might as well just eat the whole thing.
Yeah. So in the finals, we have zebra cakes versus Nutty Buddies.
Yeah. Shoot.
Can
I have both?
Lots of Americans knew it would come down to this.
I mean, a buzzer beater here. So good. I'm starting to feel a little bit sick.
He didn't even eat half of them.
I already knew.
And nostalgia is hitting hard, too. That's why I was cheering for Swiss cake rolls the whole way. That was mine growing up.
This is the winner.
Ooh, Nutty Buddies in the upset. Nice.
Yeah.
So those of you who had Nutty Buddies going all the way in your bracket.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm going to have to start getting some more stock in these.
Nutty Buddies
that's freaking awesome. I've forgotten how good this is. Yeah.
Zebra rolls. Have you had the zebra rolls?
Mm-hmm.
I believe, yeah.
I like zebra cake better.
So there you have it.
All right, I gotta stop eating it.
If they made Nutty Buddies in the shape of hexes, you would like them even more. Ooh. So there you go. So thank you, Israel, for contributing to the bracket, and thank you to Mark for supplying Little Debbie's for Matt and the rest of the OG crew. The rest of the OG crew is going to go through the rest of that bracket over the next week or two, and we'll let you know the results.
What are the preliminary results?
Well, they went with their Elite 8 oatmeal cream pies, zebra cakes, chocolate cupcakes, honey buns, which is an upset over Star Crunch.
Yeah.
Peanut butter cream pies, cosmic brownies, fudge rounds, and Nutty Buddies. So they have your 2 finalists still in there. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
Now, wait a minute. I can find them. They make zebra cake Nutty Buddies.
Zebra cake Nutty Buddies.
Yes.
Oh, Bryce.
They make those.
This is a bad idea. Oh, good stuff. So, lots of laughing in the chat. That's good.
Freaking terrible. I'm sweating. I didn't even eat that much.
Oh man. See?
This is the worst.
This
is our new worst podcast ever done. I know I've said that about 10 times, but this one's the worst.
Now we gotta do the tasty cake bracket.
Oh man.
What are you laughing at?
So good.
Sorry
about that.
All right, get this thing out of here. I'm gonna drink this whole thing. I need some water. You hold the fort for 1 second. My ears are sweating.
Oh man. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, Matt's been the past week or two. We've talked about this, and I said let's only do 8. No, I'm going to do all 16. So I kept trying to tell him that was a bad idea, and he thought it was a good idea, and he didn't even eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So now his ears are sweating. Yep, I lost it. Sorry. All right, let's see. We got a. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. We just lost 4,000 subscribers. We have a super chat here from Brian Schwab, $4.99.
Okay, I'm back. I got some water.
You got some water? You good now?
I'm gonna go throw up in the bathroom.
We need to go through Krispy Kreme next. Ooh, 20 different good ones. Man, Krispy Kreme does put out some good stuff.
You do?
Yeah.
I've only ever had like a regular Krispy Kreme. That's it.
Yeah. Man, they got some really good stuff.
No more. I'm trying to get in shape. I'm gonna have a terrible workout now today. Yeah. All right, back on track. Get
a donut stick.
Get all this trash picked. Who are you gonna give this to?
Ted will eat that honey bun for sure.
Come on.
You just put them back in
Fudge
there.
round's going home with me. Let's see.
Fudge round.
Yeah, I like fudge rounds.
No. Yeah, those remind me of free lunch. They
have
are a lot
smaller.
Yeah,
they've definitely gotten smaller.
Maybe they have jumbo size or something.
They do have that peanut butter thing that you ate. They have big sized. That's what they call them. So some of them they have that. And at Racetrack they have the triple decker. So it's like a Big Mac.
Where they sell it like individually.
Yeah, I think they're $1. So $1 takes 1 year off your life. All right, let's see. Getting back to whatever we were talking about. This is a good question that I can help answer if you're still hurting. Jonathan Edwards says, in honor of Kyle's soon-to-be baby, what were your OG spec parenting accessories? Baby-specific microfiber towels, OG baby bucket wash bucket package.
So I've ranted on this quite a few times before, but there's a place in Orlando called Macro Baby. It's freaking cool, where it's just like all the ultra high-end stuff, strollers, whatever, baby carrier thingies, and like surveillance. What do you call it? Baby monitors. Like the weight or motion sensors and all this great stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff out there. So you want to find like that ultra high end place. Macro Baby has a website, but they're right by the Florida Mall in Orlando, and I love going in there and messing with all the gear. The bottle warmers and different bottles, and so we chased. I wanted all matching, like very specific stuff, and so like all the bottles had to match. I forget which bottles we ended up with, but they were like there's a whole accessory. Like I would buy the special bottle cleaners and crap like that, and then you'd sanitize the stuff which lasts about 2 weeks, and you just freaking quit sanitizing crap. You just rinse it out and dump some more crap in it. But the key is the car. You don't want some stupid base, so don't get stuck with all the dumb mom bullcrap blogs that like rate stuff. They don't know jack. They're looking at safety ratings and make sure the expiration. How does a seat belt have an expiration date? Nylon has a half-life of like 75,000 years. So what do you need a stupid expiration? Just forget all that crap. What you need is a base that doesn't cut your seat up. So Maxi-Cosi and Kiko, C-H-I-C-C-O, Chico, but I think it's pronounced Kiko. Those were the two best bases at the time. But you want a nice flat base. So you put the Prince Lionheart thing down in your seat. You get the nice base. You torque it down. Get your seat in there. Forget all this bull crap, mom blog safety ratings. They don't know jack. So that's the thing. Our kids were always mega babies. We turned them around way soon. You're not supposed to turn your kid around until they're 8 years old or something like that. But yeah,
so there you have it. And we got some comments here in the chat as well. Because I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 20-month-old daughter, so a lot changed between those two.
Yeah.
And so even since Kate is 5? Is she 4 or
6?
5?
Yeah.
Oh, she's 6. So a bunch has changed even since then. So the one thing I would suggest, look it up. It's called Baby Brezza. It's basically a Keurig, but for baby bottles. Which, when you get up in the middle of the night, is like the greatest thing ever, because you don't want to be mixing stuff. You just go push a button. So Baby Brezza, check that out.
Oh, that's for formula?
Yeah.
Or for
formula. Well, you can put whatever you want in there, I guess.
Yeah. You put some carrots in there and just grinds them up for you.
Make a little baby cocktail.
And some coffee in there.
Let's see. Jeff wants to know, have you ever tried or have any plans to try Oberk polish?
Yeah, I've tried it. I know the guys who make it or purchase it, who have it contract manufactured. It's very, very similar. I don't know for sure, but I think it's the same. It's blended by the same producer that produces the Jescar stuff. So it's pretty much the same polish. Their finishing and cutting polish. So it's super good. It's a good polish.
All right, let's see. Have you ever looked, this is from Jeff on Facebook, at the Flex cordless 18-volt blower? It's compact, maybe a decent option since you're carrying other Flex tools.
Yeah, it's garbage. Forget it. It's just the same knockoff Chinese one that Milwaukee has. There's a Harbor Freight version of it. There's the Flex version of it. It's not good.
All right, let's see. This is from our friend Chelsea. Up in North Carolina. On Inside the Hex, we heard the story about your transition from wealth management. I'm sure we'd all love to hear more about the other side and what it's been like to chase passion 24/7 and invite so many people to join you along the way. But he plans to do like a big video or watch and chat about that anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a couple hour-long conversation, I'm sure. Yeah, I should make that. Maybe I'll make that this weekend. It's been such a remarkable change in my life, and it's just now that I feel like my head's starting to, my head's out of water. I feel like I've been underwater for so long, just chasing super hard. And the going to get the GT4 was kind of a culmination of that, and then I had Bryce and Mike and Jeff to go and help me. And so I, invited them to they kind of invited themselves, and I said, that's a darn great idea. Or they came along to take that weight off of me having to do the batteries and the cameras and the position and the focus and to make sure they have audio and then make sure I got managing all the media and recharging batteries and then moving it around, and I've got to transport it all there and worry about making sure it fits in the overhead bin and dealing with all that crap. And while worrying about what emails am I missing, what should I be following up on, and so I knew that I have Chris here to help me with that, with any bills being paid. I don't have to worry about any of that crap. My dad's here making sure that everything's going out on time. My mom's making sure everything's packaged. Kyle's here making sure that everybody's questions, tech support stuff is being answered. And then, of course, Bryce was making sure that we're capturing all the footage. And so I think about, I used to do all of that. Not to the scale that we're doing it now, but, man. And I had to go to work on Monday, and so for the first several years, I was just out of pure passion, just doing it all, chasing it all, making sure I got the footage. Then I'd have to edit it. Then I'd follow up on all the comments, and so this transition, or this ascent, and so when I hear people. When I see it, it really disappoints me when I see it like in the Facebook group. Or I know it's the very overwhelming minority, but someone will say like, "Oh, they're making fun of Jeff because he's excited about going with me," or giving us a hard time about wearing masks, or some other. There's always some negative tilt, and for me, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for anybody to follow or model after what I'm doing. I don't think that I give off this vibe of, I want that kind of admiration. I understand the responsibility of it. I understand that there are younger and older people that kind of look up to or aspire to do what I'm doing, or aspire to be to be able to chase passion or really enjoy because we may have shared interest or shared thoughts on things, certainly a shared passion around cars and things like that, but it's kind of a double-edged sword in that many times I'd rather just be by myself, and so when I go up to take delivery of the GT4 and there's and invite a bunch of people, my initial inclination is to say I don't want to invite anybody. But then it's so powerful when I get to meet with people. But the thing I notice though is at the end of it I'm exhausted. Like I feel responsible for all of it. I feel responsible for everything you guys are doing here, everything that anybody is that has an expectation of me. I feel responsible for that guy that doesn't like me. I feel responsible for all of it, and so. The good comes with the bad, but the overwhelming majority of this transition into doing what I want to do every day is pretty incredible. Very few people in this world get to do that, and it's not lost on me. And so, maybe I need to gather my thoughts and sit down and kind of talk about that, the transition side, the moving toward, chasing passion only, and the sort of the vision that I have for what this could be, and what it is. The could be part really doesn't matter. It's what is, and then if we improve something small every day, we end up with a significant could be in the future. So, all
right, speaking of kind of some of those guys who are on the trip with you, Johnny on Instagram wants to know which member of the OG crew can we expect to see on the YouTube channel next? Which interview, I guess?
Kyle or Ted. Because we already did that, or Mike, Russian Mike, we call him. So one of those three would be on the YouTube channel. The other people will be on the. We'll resume that. This week was kind of tricky because of the trip, and so we'll resume that. I'll do a vlog next week on the Inside the Hex, and maybe sit down and do that video we just talked about. And I need to put some bullet points down. I normally don't do that, but I would have to put some bullet points down on discussing that transition.
All right. Corey wants to know, what were your impressions of the Gentian Blue? Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it's great. It has quite a bit of purple to it, which I kind of like. It's going to be amazing when it's polished and coated. Oh, man, it's going to look so good. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm glad. I wish that I had a white GT4 and a Gentian Blue RS. Like, if I could swap the two, it would be freaking incredible. But, you don't have that option. So, because I like the GT4 in white, and I would love to have a super aggressive color like that on the GT3 RS.
All right, let's see. Calhoun on Instagram wants to know, what do you guys find interesting in the 718's 4-liter versus how the GT3 RS's is engineered? Or GT3's, is engineered.
Well, remember that the GT4's 9A1 variant is more Carrera S based. Now, it's a little different in that the current Carrera S is a 3-liter turbo. And I haven't done a whole lot of digging into either one of those engines like I did, back in the original 9A1 variant and the 991.1 GT3s. But from what I understand, the GT4 engine is a sort of a tuned Carrera S type engine, and so I think I read that they basically take the 3-liter turbo and make it a 4-liter. I may be mistaken on that, but I thought I'd read something about that it's still based on the same platform as the current the current Carrera S engine, just without the turbos, and I don't know if it's bored out to 4 liters or whatever. But the RS engine, like if you could take the RS engine and put it in the GT4, of course you would do that. But I think the uniqueness, the cool thing about the GT4 sounds much different than the GT3, which is really nice. The 981 GT4 sounded freaking awesome. But that had the same engine as the Carrera S of the 991.1, which I thought was an amazing sounding car. So the interesting thing on the 718, the current version, I don't think it sounds as good, but we're going to start playing with that. I've only rode in it for the PDI. I haven't driven it yet, so we'll find out. I mean, you know me, I won't pull any punches. I'll share my thoughts.
All right, Brian has a question here about the GT4. Congratulations on the GT4, Matt. Are you doing another CSL coating? Have you considered Gentian Q2 MOHS? Blah blah blah.
No. I like G-Technic much more than the Gentian coatings. I haven't done all the Gentian coatings, and now they have like 9 or 10 of them. But I like it more than Mohs. Mohs to me, it's a nice coating. It's not as slick. I don't know. Mohs and Mohs Plus to me always just kind of seemed like, man, they're okay, but there's nothing remarkable about them. I like Seacorch UK 3.0 more than any of the Gentian stuff that I've seen. So yeah, I'm doing. I don't even care to do CSU. It's CSL is so good. It's Ultra. Ultra to me is not worth the pain, the extra work.
All right, Joey on Facebook says, Matt, I'm fully sold on all your products and suggestions. Out of curiosity, have you ever tried using Wizards Mist and Shine? It's a local company here in Minnesota I found about 10 years ago. I really think it's great stuff. Maybe just another product you'd punt, but worth asking.
So here's something we just talked about today. I was kind of looking for some future direction with the channel, and so I've got 2 ideas that I've been kind of toying with. One was to do a third-person vlog, meaning that we would just have somebody, we'd appoint somebody whose entire job, I wanted somebody to be fly on the wall. I thought of someone like trying to talk Robert into doing something like this. He doesn't have a need to like interject and has a ton to say. Somebody who was super reserved, who we kind of hide in the corner and just kind of capture what needs to be captured. And we do, and my initial thought was I'm going to do 7 days a week for the next 6 months. And so I sat down with the media guys to help kind of brain me in here a little bit. It would get super redundant, I think. But I would love to have the behind the scenes every day. And so maybe what we'll do is we'll have someone capture that essence, capture like a week, and then we edit it together a week. Because if I'm not here, there's not as much going on. There's not as much chaos. Everybody's kind of nose down doing their work. So if I'm out running around or like the other day I was shooting the video of the tour of the house and editing that, so I wasn't here. Or when I was gone for the GT4 thing, there wasn't as much to be shooting. But I've been thinking about doing a third-person vlog, which I think would be kind of interesting to show all that in-between stuff. those conversations that we have, that the funny stuff, the not so funny stuff, the angry stuff, that all the real stuff in between. Because I always do a first person vlog where I'm face camera and capturing from my point of view. But what if we captured a third person point of view? And the other thing we're going to do is a wash and drive. So we're going to I've been talking about this for 3 years now, where we're going to do a dedicated series that'll become a staple on the channel called Wash and Drive. And one thing we came up with this morning was the wash and drive. We're going to create a submission form for people who want to come up and have their car washed, and then it'll allow me to drive it. And what we're also going to do is I'm going to use this as a product testing showcase as well. And so we're also going to take submissions. I even talked about maybe I start to have companies pay for that. Maybe I have gain sponsorship, and they pay for the product. So the way that I would look at it is, let's say for instance there was some new car soap, right? Even let's say even if it was like Chemical Guy's car soap, and I was using Mr. Pink or something, and that I haven't used in many years, or some other, or like some Carbon Collective product, or some Auto Finesse or Built Amber, or something I've never tried before, or maybe something I've tried but it's been a long time. And so this could be an avenue for me to try a bunch of new products. We could showcase that product, and so the target for a wash and drive would be 20 minutes. 10-minute wash, 10-minute drive. And instead of having all that in-between stuff, which would be the normal wash and talks, because if I'm doing one of these a week or one every other week, I don't have as much to talk about. And so we'll cut out all the in-between stuff, and we'll focus on, and so we'll kind of B-roll into the wheels and the tires, and then the rinse, and then we'll start talking about the soap, and I'll talk about my experience with it. And so I'll try a new product or two every single video, and then go out and drive the person's car. So it's an M2 or a 488 or a Huracan or a STI or whatever it is. We just have people, eventually first we'll just do all the employees' cars and the cars of people that I know here locally. And then we'll start to try to get people to submit and make submissions. We'll make it a whole thing where they get to come and tour the facilities and hang out and all of that. Kind of like Matt Farah gets people sending cars from all over the country to go out and do their one take, and so that's something that we're going to do. And so we'll be testing out all kinds of products. And so now I've got an avenue and a reason for companies to send me products. And then, of course, from there, it'll be my Rolodex to be able to pull from, because my real sort of value proposition, where I've added most value and caused the most disruption, has been in the washing part of the game. I haven't really done anything transcendently in polishing, but a lot of it's been the washing, the short gun, the quick disconnects, the pressure washers, the bucket filler, the foam cannon, chasing foam cannon, chasing, buckets, and then the washing process. I feel like I've added a lot of value to the world in that, and sort of developing and honing the products around the process that I use. And so why not start, focus in even more on the washing, and maybe we'll find some great products that we didn't know about by chasing that a little bit harder, and then we'll have this regular series, which hopefully will cause some more buzz to the channel, if you will. And so I forget what the original question was, but that's the plan.
All right, let's see here. We have a question about polishers I want to get to from Cade on Facebook. Given your addition of flex polishers to the OG store, has your previously recommended progression of LHR 15 to 75 to Nano changed? Would pairing the LHR 15 with the Flex PXE 80 be a good combination to cover majority of polishing needs?
So I think, and I'm going to be answering this, have we heard from them? Are we getting our XFE 7s?
Yeah, it's in process.
I need them in trans. I need them here. So the new Rupes pads came.
Correct.
And are they only there? Even when we buy like the 50 packs, they're going to be individually bagged.
Correct.
But they still have the 50 packs that we buy.
Mm-hmm.
Have the pricing gone up? The original
pricing
cost?
is pretty much the same.
So we don't have to retail change anything.
Nope.
So I want to revamp the polishing package and then the recommended polishers. So my hierarchy goes like this: LHR 15 Mark III. That's the number one machine. That's the first one you buy. It's the first one you get. So one I would pay the $430 or whatever it costs, $450, or maybe it was $460, and forget all this other knockoff crap. Just buy that one. Just figure it out. Sell your watch or something like that. Tell your kids they're not getting as much for Christmas or something. Number 2 would be the XFE7, not the PXE80. XFE7. I think the wireless or the cordless machines are still a luxury. So that's a luxury thing. And I understand where you're coming from. You say, well, if I had a PXE80, then I can do 1-inch and 3-inch. It's true. But if you're not if you're not super far into it to where you're willing to invest in 3 machines, you're not worried about polishing 1-inch sections anyway. For many, many years, I just used a 5-inch and tried to ram it in as much as I could, and you can polish by hand on a towel or something like that. So, graphene versus DPC coatings. There's no such thing as DPC coatings. Get out of here. It's just a Projet rebottled thing.
Ken and Jeep are messing with you.
So now I lost my complete train of thought. What was I talking about?
You're talking about investing in...
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I would do LHR 15 Mark III, Flex XFE7, which is the 3-inch corded polisher. Then I would do Nano third, the Ripis Nano. Fourth, I would add... And I'd probably... I don't know. It really doesn't matter. XFE 15 and then PXE 80. So XFE 15 is the 5-inch wire, cordless flex, and the PXE 80. So depending on which one you use, you find yourself using more. So probably PXE 80 fourth, and then fifth would be the ultimate luxury, which would be to have one that kind of complements the LHR 15, which is the XFE 15, another 5-inch polisher, and then sixth a LHR 21 if you. Most people aren't going to do that. And then seventh is the LHR 75, which is the pneumatic. But you need a big compressor. I find myself using that one even less. So I did all that compressor crap, and I'm very rarely using it because the torque of the XFE7 is really nice. So XFE7 is what I'm waiting on, so I can make this video and talk about this.
All right, let's see. Quick question here from Jeffrey in the chat. Can you open and close the CSL EXO bottles for different application times/days? So hot in here in Florida garage, want to coat in steps, wheels first, body and trim for 2 cars ultimately. Yeah,
don't worry about this. I mean, I'd wash my car at my house, drive it over here, and wipe it down and keep going. Yeah, man, you don't have to, we're not performing surgery where you're going to get MRSA or something. You just... think about this, logically. Even if you went out and drove it around in the mud, you could just wipe it off, wash it off and wipe it off again. So when you're doing that, if you're opening doors, moving the car around, getting dust and dirt and things like that, or you're trying to do it outside, just do it panel by panel. So you decon it, and then let's say the next day you come back and it's sitting outside, then you're going to polish like your fender. Just use your eraser, wipe your fender down, polish it. Wipe your door down, polish it. Wipe your roof down, polish it. And then you come back to coat it at the end. Then you just wipe the fender down, coat it. So you can do it piece by piece, panel by panel. Obviously, the only thing you wouldn't want to do it is the rain. But again, even if it rained on the car, again, you just wipe the panel off and go at it. You just wouldn't want it to rain on the panel right after coating it. You want to keep water away from it so it doesn't, kind of defeat the purpose.
All right. Question. This popped up a couple times latest from Christopher. Hello from California. Is the press-all shipment still on a boat somewhere? any ETA right now? Yes, it is somewhere on a boat between there and here. So
Derek was just calling me from Sound and Motion, so he said the stereo sounds freaking awesome. He's buttoning it up, so hopefully we'll have the car here soon.
All right, so Civic will be back soon. Pressall, no exact ETA, but hopefully a couple weeks. But it's on a boat, and
yeah, and we need to get our labels done so that way we can start to really utilize the Pressall bottles. And they're not going to be perfect yet. I'm for sure we're still going to have failures and things like that. But I think we're getting close to be able to start, offering a warranty on them, and then standing behind them, and sending out replacement parts and stuff like that. And it's going to be, it's a consumable, so it'll be a short warranty. But let's say I don't want bottles showing up at people's house, breaking in the first day, like we've had in the beginning. But they're getting there. We're getting closer. And the only reason I'm doing this is because the bottles that exist aren't good enough. And these aren't good enough either. But this is the one I've chosen to sort of work with. I'm talking to the darn CEO of the company, so we're, the owner of the company, I should say. I don't like that CEO term. It's not a publicly traded company.
All right, Steven has a good question here on Facebook. I think you'll like this one. What is your best method for organizing apps on an iPhone? You have verb-based folders, color coding, alphabetical order, how you hold your phone, themed rows, frequency of app usage.
I revamp this quite often. I just did it the other day. First thing
good question,
is,
Steven,
what kind of vulgarian has more than one page of apps? One page, Chris. How many do you have?
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to see. First of all, do you have a...
no, I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah,
it's a Google Pixel 2.
Ugh. So, but, and so I have shopping...
I don't have that one.
Utilities.
Nope.
Business.
Nope.
Information, which would be like the Weather Channel, things like that. Entertainment. So I have 5 folders.
Okay. 5 folders.
Right.
So
and
that's
then
I need folders.
Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So roughly 5 lines of individual apps. So I have Waze, Maps, and Google Maps. I don't want to put those in a folder because I don't want to do 2 clicks to get to them, right? Sonos, Tidal, Spotify, and podcasts are all in one row. Again, I don't want those in a folder because I use those all quite often.
Audio.
Settings, camera, notes, and calculator, which would be all, that's right in the middle of the screen. So that's the third row, I guess 4th row from the bottom. Google Chrome, clock, because set alarms and stuff like that. I used to put the clock inside of information, but then I got 2 clicks and I use the clock all the time. YouTube Studio, Shopify, point of sale app with the Shopify. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have a 6th folder, which is down in the bottom left with social media. So I have like LinkedIn, Layout, Flickr, Google Photos, Twitter, InShot, WhatsApp, TikTok, which I never use. I should delete that. CrossFit Games, the Facebook page app, Snapchat, which I never use, and then some followers app thing that I never use. I should delete that as well. But then I have Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger on, that bottom row. And so it's social media folder, and then the 3 main social media icons. And then my main screen, I have give me a call. First of all, let me just do this. And do that. And so then I have the phone on the bottom left, the message app, or iMessage,
right,
email, and calendar. And then I have 1, 2, 3 apps with red on them, which is driving me crazy right now. I want to go fix it. So I have let me get rid of that. So now I have 2 apps.
You're selling your car?
I'm selling my mom's car, yeah. So I have 2 apps. I've got 2 messages I got to listen to. One from Alabama. Oh, Chase.
That was a Chase
freaking guy. Did you see what I responded to the guy?
No.
He's like, you need to send us financials. I said, I'm not really interested in doing that. So you got 2 choices. You can either frickin' go pound sand, and or you can stop this madness. I'm not sending you my financials. Get out of here. Hey, and this is Paul. I don't know who Paul is, but I'm probably not calling him back. So anyway,
sorry,
we're not babies here. So I'm at what am I like 95% charge right? 1 page of apps, 6 folders, which I'm constantly visiting. Am I using this app? Is it something that's interesting? Like, for instance, the utilities has 3 pages, but I've got Unify Protect, Apple Health, Photos, the measuring tool, Milwaukee One Key, Harmony, which would be for my remotes, FaceTime. Some of these are, the HealthMate. HealthMate is my scale, my air conditioning system, Xfinity and all that stuff. Philips Hue. But most of those things I don't use very often. Shopping is just 1 page, which would be the App Store and Google, or Apple Books, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Venmo, stuff like that. But you don't have red frickin' dots everywhere. So here's the proof. I've got, which drive me crazy, I've got 2 red notifications. I've got 6 emails. It's because you and I are in here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any. And I've got that haven't been read. And I've got 2 messages. Those 2 messages I just talked about. And so we're not frickin' babies here, so you shouldn't have notifications on here at all. So turn off notifications for most things. But like Instagram, I'll have 15 messages I have to read. Messenger, I've gotten all those messages read and up to date. And then, again, two voicemails. So none of this. Michelle has 1,882 unread emails on there. If you're not going to read them, turn off the red notifications. Drives me crazy. And I have no app updates. All my apps are up to date. So we shouldn't have any of that business on here. And my phone is up to date. We're clean. We're organized. We're not babies.
So there you go, Stephen. I knew you'd enjoy that question. That's a good question. Let's see.
But look at this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Did you drop it?
No. These are just sort of the gel case, the 2 corners. Because I always fidget with it like this, and so I damaged, so I need to get a new case. And I keep thinking a new phone is coming out, so I need a new. And I'm not really a case kind of guy, but I do like the Apple case because I like to set it down and not have it bang around. I don't have some pop socket baby crap like you got on your phone or something weird stuff like that.
You're going to be jealous when you see this. Hold on. Let's see. Get a kickstand right there.
Why are you watching it? Yeah,
so I can watch our podcast every night before I go to sleep.
Why don't you just get a TV? I don't watch things on my phone. That's for like teenagers that are too poor and stupid to like get a bigger screen.
That's good stuff. All right. So good question, Stephen. Now back to the chat.
Yeah, speaking of which, your laptop is at 12%. It's stressing me out.
Let's see. Super chat question from my WRX channel. What are Maddie's top 3 Milwaukee tools for automotive use?
A good question. Number 1, extended anvil high torque impact. Number 2, 3/8 inch stubby. Number 3, I didn't die. I'm just trying to think of what the third one is. Probably maybe the right angle impact. I'll have to get back to you on that one. That's something I'm going to be working on figuring out when I build these kits and packages. Definitely number 1, extended anvil high torque impact. It's freaking awesome.
Jason here. The kickstand is for watching Heartland discreetly. There you go. That's what I do. Set it up here while I'm at work watching Heartland reruns.
So you hear some horse neighing in the background. Like, what is that? You're like, oh, it's a cow field over there.
We got horses now. Let's see. Here's a question you may enjoy from Duan on Facebook. My wife and I are looking to purchase a new house. When you were looking at houses, what kind of benchmark did you use to figure out how far you were able to stretch? For example, if you had a household income of $200K a year with no debt other than current mortgage and 1 car payment, what would your upper limit be for a new house? Currently have around $100K in savings. Loaded question, I know, but would appreciate any financial advice.
So I'm really bad at this. I'm even bad at this to this day. In that I figure out what I want. So obviously you have some like built-in, like I'm not going to go buy an $8 million house, right? But so you have some built-in curbs, I guess you could say. But like every house I bought so we're on our third house. Like, it wasn't like, it was like a surreal, like, not reality experience. Like, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. So I didn't go into it with something like big plan. Okay, I got my 20% down. I don't know how it all ever happened. But we always kind of just figured it out. And it all or something like I got a big bonus, or the cards just kind of fell together, or something like that. And so I don't know, man. I'm not probably the best person to ask that. I just figure out what I want and then go get it. But obviously you have to have some sort of curb. It's like, where do you draw the line? Because like, if you could buy a $500,000 house and you find one that's $550,000, are you really not going to get the one that's $550,000? But where do you draw the line? Because now if it's $600,000, well, you're really not going to get it because it's $600,000. Well, then what if it's $700,000 and then $800,000, and then where do you draw the line? It's such a personal thing, and it depends on how much money you got. It's such a, and what your future prospects are, and then what the financing environment is like. Because then you could do like a 93-7 or something like that. You don't always have to do an 80-20. I've always kind of stuck with the 80-20 rule. If I can't put 20% down, then I can't buy it. And so the 80-20 rule was something I kind of lived by. We had such a huge setback when we were younger. We put the $56,000 or $60,000 down on our first house we bought for $282,000, and then sold it for $130,000. And you talk about a huge setback, and that's why we rented for a while. And then actually, I take it back. I think, we did a Trustco mortgage. Didn't have PMI. They kind of did. They just jacked up the rate a little bit. But we did a 90-10 on our second house. So our second house was $400,000. We put $40,000 down because we just written a check for it was like $92,000 or something to get out of our other house, our first house, and where everybody else just walk away. I wrote the check. I had to, otherwise I'd have to disclose that I foreclosed or I short sale my home on all of my U4 and all that stuff, and I'm not doing that. Plus, it was the note that I signed, so I'm not walking away from that. And so we wrote the check and made the move. I mean, to this day, that house is worth $100,000 less than what, I looked at Zillow the other day. I think it was like $175,000 is the value of the house today, 10 years later. Actually, we sold in 2000. Yeah, 10 years later, we sold in 2010. But then that lady, the lady bought our house, no money down, 100% financing, and then she sold it like a year and a half later for like $35,000 more than what she bought it for. I'm like, I can't freaking win. And then the second house we bought for $400,000 and sold it for $400,000, which is crap because I had to pay the realtor, and I had to, and all the improvements and stuff we did to the house. Just, the garage, I left the whole garage there and everything else in it. So my real estate woes are not so great. So I'm a bad person to ask advice because I have never made a penny. And the thing that sucks is I can't assume that loss because it's your primary residence. So you don't have to pay capital gains tax. I'd rather do that. I'd rather pay capital gains on a sale of the home for me because I'd still have loss carry forwards. I guess we wouldn't have that anymore. I guess I would have wiped that out, but. Have lost carry forwards on passive income would have been freaking awesome to have, but nope. Yeah, so I'm 100. That's 150 plus, other and another say 20, so 170. I'm 200K to the negative plus in my real estate endeavors. Ugh. So you can see why I don't give a crap about real estate.
So keep those super chats coming because we need them. Luke Carver has a super chat here. $8.99 New Zealand dollars. I don't know how much that is. What do you think? Have you been keeping up with what Adam LZ has done to your old GT350?
Sure. Isn't that Barra stuff? Isn't that all from his neck of the woods? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it won't work, but he's giving a good old honest try. It'll work, but he'll never get it done. I've been busting his chops about it. Everything, there'll always be a little bit of jank. So we'll see. We'll see how he does it.
All right, here's a good question from that bearded veteran. When building the Milwaukee packages, will you build an all M12 or all M18 package option for those who are already bought into, say, M12 and don't want one M18?
Yeah. It'll likely be that. So it'll be like M12 Essentials, which will be, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, like the absolute must-haves. And then M18 Essentials. And then maybe we'll do an M12 M18 Essential kit, right? I don't want to do too many. But I want to have a progressive setup, and then what makes sense, which because I've done a full analysis of what do I get with a kit versus a tool only. So how many tool onlys can I do? For me, from a business perspective, I'd rather sell you tool only because the margins are better. But what the kits are of more value, and so let's say if I got 4 tools, me personally, I want 4 batteries. I don't want 8 batteries, and especially if I got to pay for it. And so what I'm doing is saying, well, okay, if I got 4 tools, which 2 tools give me the best value in a kit, and which 2 tools give me the cheap or the most savings by buying it, without the batteries. And those 2 tools will supply batteries. The 2 kits will supply batteries to the 2 that don't have it. So that's something I'm working on. So we're going to dig through that and work it all out. So I finished the Ultimate Kit, which is $16,290. It includes, I think it's like 58 batteries or something like that, or 62 batteries. But it's the most efficient combination of tool only versus kits. Yeah.
All right. One last thing to touch on here, so we can let you go and
do whatever it is I do.
Cleanse after those little Debbies. A couple folks asked this question, and I wanted to read Alex's because he phrased it the best. With regard to the sale that you mentioned in the home video, I think. So how does the sale work with Hex Plus? Is it an additional discount or just that public has access to the same pricing as us for 4 days?
Yeah.
So first, what is the sale, and second?
Yeah, so we're doing call it a capacity sale. I don't want to be on the hook to run frickin' sales all the time because I'm hoping to provide more value by doing it as what I do. And so the sale is 10% off free shipping, so it's the same pricing as Hex Plus members. So we're not doing anything extra for Hex Plus on this go around. We always do on Black Friday. This is really just the reason why I'm not doing it for Hex is just too complicated, and we don't have time to set all that up and do all the special crediting back and all that stuff. I really just want this to test out and see what our capabilities are. So I'm hoping we get 5, 6, 7, 800 orders, and we can in a really short period of time, and we can test out all of our employees, figure out efficiencies, figure out what we need to improve upon. So when we do get these, the March through Junes of the year, and hopefully the Black Friday and December and Januaries of the year, when we're doing more than we are now, that hopefully I want to see what efficiencies we can improve upon and do better. And so I'm calling it a capacity test. And so I'm hoping you guys can go in and buy some stuff extra and go from there. So sorry to Hex members, but we'll come up with something, Black Friday for you on that.
And the dates on that. That's
4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, right?
Right, next Friday, September 4th.
Yep.
Through the following Monday, which is Labor Day. So it's kind of like a Black Friday sort of weekend. Yep. It's Friday through Monday.
So I want the weekend. I want them to come in on Monday with a bunch of chaos. And then I want to see, how many orders can we do in a day and how does it work? And we're only selling from inventory, so everything you buy should be in stock, barring a few, snafus in our, but we just counted inventory. And so, I'm not going to oversell things. And so I'm hoping that if we do a bunch of orders that we have them out by Wednesday or so. That's the goal. So I want to see how quickly we can make this happen.
It's actually going to be more chaos because Monday's Labor Day. So.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So we'll come in on Tuesday and have a bunch.
Oh, even better. I like that. Perfect.
So a live stream of order processing. That might be a good idea, Steve. You can just walk around showing people the chaos, what it looks like.
Yeah.
All right. So, that's next Friday through Monday.
I'll be talking about it in every video in the next week.
We'll post the times so you don't complain if you're on the West Coast or if you're across the pond to get your times lined up before. You have 4 days to get your order in, so don't whine when you don't get it in on time. That was for Kyle.
That's so funny. Oh, I missed it. I'm like, it's freaking 4 days. What do you mean you missed it? So I didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know? I've been talking about it for 2 weeks. So that's the plan.
All right. So thanks for joining us, everybody. It's 3:30. Enjoy your weekend, and now you know his true Little Debbie champion. We found it out today.
Yeah, I surprised myself.
Nutty Buddies.
Good thing you got that soda out of here. I would have guaranteed a drink.